Hello everybody, I'm Grantley Bernard, this is Sharin Milner, and we are ready to flick the switch on another episode of Lights Up. The big talking point out of the weekend, Shaz, has got to be Canberra going 0-2.
Yeah, it was. It looks like it's wide open for fourth spot now, and it was a great result on the weekend, so let's get to it.
Go to it.
All right, on Friday night it was the first shake-up, as you say. Logan Thunder 74 defeating Canberra Capitals 59, set up by a huge first half there. Laurie Cohen, their import, 16 points on 6 and 9 shooting, and from all reports, Kristen Beale had it on a string, 8 assists, 5 steals and only 1 turnover. Adelaide Lightning 90 defeating Townsville Fire 75. It was a high-scoring first quarter. Susie Batkovic, of course, got amongst it, 25 points and 11 boards, a double-double. Ange Marino was only 1 assist shy of a double-double herself, and they had 5 players in double figures. Jess Foley with 20 points was a positive for the Fire. Then on Saturday, not much love. The Capitals wandered into Dandenong Stadium and got done by nearly 20 points, 91-72. They did lead at quarter time, but then Dandenong were just clinical. Jenna O'Hay led the way, 22 points, 7 assists, and the Rangers got 40 of 28 in the paint. Caps just really lacking a consistent scorer at the moment. Also on Saturday, Sydney Flames had a good win, 81 against the Logan Thunder, 67. Katie Ray Ebsbury came into form with 19 points. It was set up in the first half, that one. Although it was a bit of a tight game, it was a decisive last quarter. Podo's continuing her good form, just rounding out every statistical category. And Laurie Cohen again was headed up the Logan Thunders, scoring with 16 points. Then Saturday night at the Veneto Club, Bulleen Boomers went down 61 to the Bendigo Spirits 73. There was a close one at half time, but Bulleen's field goal percentage was pretty woeful. They only just scraped 2 players into double figures. And the WNBL import for the Spirit, Kelsey Griffin, was awesome, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and the Spirit got 21 points from turnovers. And then rounding out the round was West Coast Waves hosted Townsville Fire and went down 65 to the Fire 78. They threatened all game, but Townsville were just well in control. For the Waves, Lisa Warburton had 16. Mia Newley, last week's Player of the Week, had 17 points, and a few West Coast Eagles boys in the crowd, so maybe I should have got over to Perth.
You fancy an Eagle?
Oh, I don't mind the West Coast Eagles, that's my team.
Very good. Let's have a quick look at the ladder. It's Bendigo on top at 10-1 and Dandenong at 10-2. So those two have basically cleared away from everyone else. Adelaide 7-4, Bulleen now in the top 4 at 6-6. Townsville 5-6 and Canberra at 5-6 after that horror weekend. Logan 4-7 and then Sydney 2-9, West Coast 2-10. We can probably put a lid on them for the playoffs. Sydney and West Coast out of it, I would say, at this stage.
Yeah, is that a fair? I'm not sure, GB. I reckon there's just a little glimmer of hope for Sydney. They're like a cat. They're more than a cat. They've had more lives than them this season. If they can just get themselves to within 1 game by Christmas, I reckon, you never know, they've got the roster to get in.
Well, there's some eternal optimism from our expert here. As we said, Canberra, the 0-2 weekend, not great for them. Anything you put your finger on there?
Yeah, they just can't get a consistent scorer. I mean, we talk about Dandenong, you know, having a lucky dip for who's their top scorer, but unfortunately with Canberra, when one top scores, there's daylight between them and the next top scorer. Unfortunately, they can't seem to put a game together where Wilson and Bibby and Odossi all fire at the same time, and Hunt as well, which is an issue for them.
Now, we mentioned Bulleen snuck in, but they did lose on the weekend to Bendigo. They scored only 15 points in the second half. 1 quarter with 7, 1 quarter with 8. So they were at least a little consistent there. But if you're Tom May, you've got to be worried about that, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, that 4th spot is just, you know, going up and down like a seesaw, isn't it? People are staying in and then coming out. Yeah, someone's going to have to try and lock it down. But yeah, Bulleen, big worries with their scoring in that second half. And yeah, I think ideally if they can start to use like Emma Randall and Holly Grimer, or their married names, Florence and McDonald, then that's really the key for them locking down the 4th spot, I think. I
actually think there should be a ban on married names coming into the league. Whatever name you come into the league with, that's it. You've got to keep it.
Sounds good. It's very confusing.
It makes it easier for everyone, I think, if you go that way. West Coast had a great chance to get a win on their home floor against Townsville, who, you know, were coming off the game against Adelaide. Couldn't get it done. That's disappointing, I think, from West Coast's point of view, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed with that one. They have the sandpit over there and they're getting good crowds, as we mentioned. And yeah, they really need to lock away some home wins. But in saying that, I think up in Queensland, those two teams are just sitting pretty in a way, because no one's talking about them, yet they're right in touch. Both of them are within reach of that 4th spot.
Well, the top 4 is certainly wide open. Even Sydney, with only 2 wins on the board, according to our expert here, Sharin Milner, is still in the playoff race. So let's see how that one develops. You can follow that developing playoff race on the WNBL website at wnbl.com.au. You can also follow the league at the Facebook page and on Twitter at WNBL. You can hit up Shaz here at Sharin Milner 4 and our other co-host at Desi Globe at 6. And of course the ABC does a great job for the league as well. You can follow the games on the ABC website, live streaming on Friday and Saturday afternoons, televised around the nation. And of course, the WNBL and Lights Up wouldn't be possible without the great support of the sponsors, IINet,
Champion,
ABC,
Australian Sports Commission,
Sporting Pulse,
Spalding,
and ANFA. So there you go, we're done again.
I know.
We've fooled them again.
We've wrapped it up.
Fooled them again. Don't forget to join us later in the week when we have our Talking It Up segment and also the WNBL pre-game show on Lights Up.